Hello and welcome to Tête à Tête here on France 24. Our guest is Abdullah Mehtedi. He is the Secretary General of the Kamala Party, an Iranian Kurdish opposition party. He joins us from an undisclosed location for security reasons. Thank you very much, Mr. Mehtedi, for being our guest today.
Thank you for having me.
So after over 2 weeks of war in Iran, the regime is still standing despite the American-Israeli military onslaught. Are you concerned that the American President Donald Trump could lose patience and leave the regime in place, a regime that you've been fighting for years?
President Trump promised the Iranian people to help them against this brutal regime, and he kept his promise. I hope he will continue until the toppling of this regime. Of course, the toppling of this regime and the regime change is a project, is a duty for the Iranian people. But paving the way, facilitating this, and weakening the security forces, the Revolutionary Guards, sufficiently that the Iranian people can rise is the best idea, because this regime is the source of instability in the region, the source of suppression of the domestic people, its own people. We know they massacred more than 30,000 people in 48 hours. They are a criminal, brutal terrorist regime. They are the greatest sponsor of terrorism, not only in their own country, but in the region and in Europe, in the United States. So you cannot expect this regime to change its behavior. You have to work for the regime change itself. And facilitating this and weakening the system, especially the security forces, the Revolutionary Guards can help that.
Well, the problem is, as you said, Donald Trump, Benjamin Netanyahu, the Israeli Prime Minister, have called upon the Iranians to rise up against the regime. That hasn't happened, probably for a good reason, the one you mentioned earlier, the fact that there was a brutal crackdown. You yourself issued a call to the Kurds serving in the army, security forces to defect. But it seems this is not happening.
According to the accounts that I receive daily from the Kurdish areas, from Kurdistan, in all 4 provinces, we are witnessing serious signs of weakness among the security forces in Kurdistan. I guess the same is true for other parts of Iran. It's still a little bit too early, but my guess is if the security forces, the Pasdaran, the Revolutionary Guards, the Basijis are weakened enough, then the time will come. And also, we have, we in Kurdistan are the most organized section of the Iranian society. We have organized mass protests. We have organized the Women Life Freedom Movement. We have organized general strikes. So we can do something. Kurdish people, demographically speaking, are a minority, but politically they can be significant.
Right. Your party and other Kurdish Iranian parties are based in neighboring Iraqi autonomous Kurdistan. You've been targeted. Do you know who is behind the attacks on you and other targets in Iraq?
Yes, we have bases in Iraqi Kurdistan, and we have been under constant fire, missiles and drones by the Iranian regime, by the Revolutionary Guards. We have had casualties. All parties, including my party, have suffered casualties. But the will to change, the morals are very high, the will is high, and everybody, the regime in Tehran can no longer frighten people. They cannot intimidate people anymore. We are determined to take part in struggles against the regime. Kurds have been at the forefront of fighting against the regimes from the outset. We were the only section of the Iranian society who said no to this regime from the beginning in 1979. And we played a crucial role in helping other Iranian democratic opposition. We are ready both to play our part in Kurdistan and also in building a broad democratic opposition in Iran.
Well, obviously, this begs the question. We know that several Kurdish Iranian groups agreed to form a coalition against the regime, and in early March, there were reports that the CIA and the Israeli Mossad were planning to send Kurdish Iranian fighters across the border from Iraq into Iran, and that President himself had contacted some of the leaders. However, he said a few days later, well, I don't want the Kurds to go into Iran. It's complicated enough as it is. So can you tell us what the situation is? Did the Americans, the Israelis, ask you to move and fight the regime? And did they change their mind?
There has not been serious discussions about that yet. But as I told you, Kurds can play a very significant role in making a breakthrough. Everybody is waiting for a breakthrough in Iran. The breakthrough can come from Kurdistan because we are organized, we are ready, we are battle-hardened people, and we have Peshmerga forces. If we are protected, if we are supported enough by the United States, then we can do a lot of things. And we think this can be the beginning of the liberation of Iran.
So you're saying that it's true that you have been supported, including with weapons, with finances, by the US, by Israel, to be in some way the ground forces that the Americans and the Israelis do not want to send to Iran?
No, we have not been aided or helped by any foreign power yet. But we hope that the United States takes into consideration the positive and constructive role that Kurds can play. We can control the Kurdish areas, we can provide security, we can prevent massacres, we can prevent chaos. So we can play a very constructive role, and it will be, as I told before, it will be a big boost of morale for all the Iranian people.
How many troops could you and the other parties send into Iran, so we have an idea?
Well, I can't tell you about speak about the numbers, but what I can say, what I can promise is that there are tens of thousands of young people in Kurdistan who can take up arms, who can rise, and it will be a big, big step forward.
In the past, there has been U.S. support for Kurds in Iraq, obviously, but more recently in Syria. And in the end, the Kurds felt that they had been abandoned by the United States. Aren't you concerned that this could be the case once again?
Kurds have been in different parts of different countries. Kurds have been reliable allies of the United States and the West. And Iranian Kurds are no exception. I personally have witnessed many instances, for example, in 1991, in 2003, in 2014, that Kurds were supported by the United States and the Allied forces, and they also played a pivotal role against Saddam Hussein, against ISIS or Daesh in Islamic State in the region. So we can play a very positive role again. And we are nobody's ground forces. We are Kurds' ground forces. We are Kurdish people's ground forces. But we can play a constructive role that is in the best interest of the United States and the whole region.
Right. One person who doesn't seem to share your view is Reza Pahlavi, the son of the late Shah. He issued a statement saying separatist groups are making baseless and contemptible claims against territorial integrity and national unity of Iran, saying it was the ultimate red line. He is obviously also opposed to the regime, but he apparently doesn't like the Kurds to become involved. What is your reaction?
The Kurdish parties are not for secession. They are not separatists. And Mr. Reza Pahlavi should have congratulated the Kurdish people, the Kurdish political parties, for getting united, because that's exactly what we need, not only in Kurdistan, in the whole of Iran. We need a broad, democratic, united opposition. That's the way to go.
And you believe this will be enough to topple the regime?
No, we have to reconstruct Iran. We have to rebuild Iran. Iran is a very rich country with good human resources. We can rebuild the country and we can discuss among each other, have a new constitution, a democratic, pluralist one, that respects the rights of Kurds and other ethnic and religious minorities.
Abdullah Mehtedi, Secretary General of the Kamala Party, thank you very much for being our guest here on France 24, and thank you for watching this edition of Tête à Tête. Stay tuned for more news.